Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Changeling in Grover Green. I'm Jack, the storyteller for this World of Darkness Chronicle, and we'll see if I remember how to do this, having had a week off. To introduce you to our cast of characters, though, let's go to the various cameras you see scattered about your screen. Joining us today is John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Nero, the Elemental Fireheart.
And Holly.
I'm Holly, and I'm playing Lark, the Beast Windwing.
Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Adele, the Darkling Gravewhite.
Raphael.
Hi, I'm Raphael. I'm playing Neofly, the Darkling Nightsinger.
Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm playing Gale, the Ferris Dancer Flowering.
Excellent. And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Phage, the Ogre Gristle-Grinder.
And hopefully joining us a little later will be Mara, who plays Liss, our fantastic wizened oracle. But we are once again returning to the city of Baltimore, where on certain special radio sets, a voice begins to drift once again over the airwaves. Pain and loss, dearest Baltimore, are constant companions to those who have both had memory and soul torn from them by the hedge's thorns. Some say those remnants of ourselves can be found if you're very, very lucky. Fragments of our identities, impaled in a borderland thicket, fluttering against the briars like a helpless butterfly. Others claim the existence of hobgoblin collectors who can track and capture these abstracts, sometimes selling them at goblin markets if you know where to look. But the price, of course, is very steep for a vial of memory, and it stings and burns when you swallow. But for those hoping to regain what's lost, maybe it's worth the cost of some variant, this loathed medicine. And you guys are busy, in the daylight, driving towards the eastern part of the city, looking for a potential contact that may be rumored to spend some time as part of the Johns Hopkins medical system. Individual by the name of Carl Stitches. Adele, I know that you're driving one vehicle. Who's driving the other?
Among the non-smokers, assumedly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it might be Gale.
All right. So as the relatively early morning sunlight slants through the windows of your various vehicles, the morning traffic is clearing slightly. Not so many automobiles on the road that it's difficult to traverse, but there's still plenty of mundane population out and about on this midweek morning. I would need, let's see, Adele, you were the one who knew about Carl, and you know that he is located at one of the locations in Baltimore called the Bayview Medical Campus, which is run by Johns Hopkins.
Okay.
So that's where you're beginning to direct yourself. It takes you about a half an hour to get there from your guys' little crack house. And as you pull up, there's a parking lot that's accessible from public roads. but you're not entirely sure which building he's in or if there's going to be any sort of office security, anything like that. But you found the campus at least.
It's been 2 weeks, so forgive me for forgetting, but I was told where he takes his lunch. I was told, like, in universe 5 minutes ago, where he takes his lunch, and I don't remember.
I believe it was outside on a terrace, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I will, again, reiterate that.
Okay. But for anybody who's looking, it's basically Bayview Medical Offices are right next to, the Joseph Lee Park and a number of other areas that might be able to serve as a place where you could ditch a vehicle or two.
All right.
So how do you plan to approach?
So I'm wearing clean clothes, so I can go out and look for him if you want me to.
That would perhaps, yes. That would probably be, unless I have to get out in that demon sun thing, the better.
I take a drag of my cigarette. You give me strength. Get out of the car and turf it.
The smoke gives me power.
How injured are you currently? Still.
I am at a -1 in lethal damage.
Okay.
Or in X, lethal damage.
All right. In that case, since you are still at wound penalty, give me a stamina and resolve.
Right. So
Just
I
to see
collapse
how
back
you're
against
doing.
the wall. Against the car.
As you take 3 steps and then eat it into the parking lot.
0 successes.
Okay, yep. You make it about halfway across the parking lot, and that is about as much as you can go at this point. You are feeling the pain of your injuries, and you just reach out and grab the fender or trunk of another vehicle and are just trying to maintain your standing position at this point.
I will lean against the car and very slowly sit down.
All right, so those of you in the vehicles see this happening. As a dog barks from the park across the way.
I suppose that makes it my job to help carry him around then.
Adele will sigh and brace herself and slip out of the car.
Phage gets out as well.
Okay. Lark, Gale, Neo, what are you guys doing?
Lark will get out of the car.
Okay.
Neo's gonna do the same.
I'll get out of our car. Sure.
All right.
Wait, side note, is it? Never mind, I'll bring it up later if we're doing something.
Okay. And Liz will join you as well.
Alright. I sort of walk over to Nero. You need help walking then?
Just give me a minute.
If you're gonna have to go across this entire campus in short bursts, taking a minute to rest between them, you're not gonna get anywhere.
I mean, that's fair. I'll hold a hand up.
I take it and help him to his feet.
Okay.
I will be a support for him.
I will not resist leaning on Fake.
Okay.
Keeping our eye out for a changeling.
So there's a number of signs. Go ahead and give me a... Let's make it a wits and composure roll. Anybody who's looking around to see what's going on.
Into my face.
3 successes.
2 successes.
Okay.
1 second while I be right back to quiet a dog.
4 successes.
All right.
3 successes. I may be injured, but I still have lots of stuff.
So you see a number of various signs directing you to certain buildings throughout the campus here. You've got the immunology center. You've got the medical center. There's a few other acronyms and various abbreviations: administration, gerontology, biology, behavior biology, National Institute of Health is apparently around here somewhere. At least their Baltimore office is. So where particularly? There's the CRU, Clinical Research Unit.
2 weeks, but we're supposed to be looking for a guy who's probably eating lunch in the garden, right?
That was a level of information that you had gotten from Gilly, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's from Gilly. I don't remember, but that sounds right.
Didn't Gilly also say that he was a lab tech?
Yes, she definitely said he was a lab tech.
She said he was a lab tech, but if my notes are right, she said he had sort of an arrangement with the college and kind of did things on the DL.
Yeah, but we had wanted to go meet him on his lunch break because it'd be easier to spot a changeling on a terrace or a patio or wherever than trying to comb the halls looking for someone whose name we didn't.
Mm-hmm. And you do see with 4 successes there, Adele, you do see a small outdoor kind of terrace-esque thing. A few tables with umbrellas over them, and little ways past one of the driving circles, right there, kind of between the medical center and the immunology wing, or department, or whatever you'd call it.
Perhaps this way. He starts heading that way.
I'll head with Adele then.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Go
Phage,
over there.
Phage, I'm going to try to walk on my own. Hang on. I'm going to try to walk on my own again.
Resolving stamina.
Can I try and, if he falls again, catch him?
Yeah.
Phage is already walking next to him, so...
You can both
Okay,
catch
I'll
me.
let
You can
Phage
both
handle
catch
it
me.
then. No, you'd like that too much.
2 successes.
You're a little steadier now. After the initial sort of shock of I've been sitting for a while, oh shit, I have to make these muscles move. You're doing a little better.
Limp. After Adele.
Okay. As you guys approach, there's a few, probably about half a dozen, maybe as many as 8 people sitting around. Many of them in scrubs or clinical garb. They all, at least on first blush, appear human. Definitely eating some level of cafeteria food. Maybe 1 or 2 of them, Phage, you would notice, wait, that's packed from home. But most of it's cafeteria food.
It's like, I was like, ooh, that one has something good.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I look around for places this might spill out into, like a quad or something?
Yeah. As you're looking around, this is kind of an isolated terrace. You can see a small, like, little sidewalk snaking around the back of the building. And there's a pair of double glass doors leading into, and you see somebody else coming out with like a cafeteria tray, kind of, backing into the door the way people do to get out of a building. You have caught the attention of 1 or 2.
Is he a changeling?
No, she is not.
Okay.
You do catch a couple idle glances, given that you are a group of 7 people all approaching.
I'm going to find a place to sit down and sit.
Okay. Yep. No, there's plenty of open tables and chairs, so that's not too difficult. And as you set foot onto the terrace and kind of look around, you can definitely see that footpath snakes off to what looks like kind of a little bit of a green space out the back. Mm-hmm.
Paige is just going to sit down next to him and just start idle conversation to look like we actually belong here, basically. Just kind of asking if he's doing all right and seeing how well he's walking.
Yep. In pain, but okay.
You're like doing it fine?
While talking, I just want to look around and see if I can spot a changeling that it looks like they're about to have their lunch.
Okay. As you look back, give me a wits and composure.
Right.
I would like to do the same, if possible.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody who likes.
0 successes.
0 successes.
That wound modifier.
Am I with?
3
Yes,
successes.
you are.
All right. What was the roll?
1.
Wits and composure.
Wits and composure.
Three successes.
Okay.
Three successes.
We have 3 threes.
Yep. As you're looking around, there's a number of people. Definitely no changelings. Most of them are wearing scrubs. Does anybody have any dots in medicine who's making this roll?
Yes.
I believe I do. Yes.
Yes, I have 1.
Okay. So let's see. Lark and Liss, as you're kind of glancing around, these people look like the type of people that practice medicine. The guy you're looking for was supposed to be a lab tech.
Right.
Yeah.
Different eating area, probably.
Where's the
So-
I was just wondering if we passed any like floor layouts, sort of.
You guys have not been inside a building here yet. You're still on the
Okay.
outside.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2 related questions. 1, sometimes these kinds of places have like the big billboard campus maps, kind of like malls do.
Mm-hmm. Give me a wits and investigation.
Okay.
-1.
All right. The other question I had, now I'll just say it while I'm rolling this, is does it seem like there's like a social sectioning off of who goes to this terrace and who goes to the garden? Do those people look more science-y or casual, or like they belong to a different social faction? As
that would be a intelligence and socialize.
Also, where's investigation on
-2.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, no. It's,
I think that's a chance roll. That is a chance roll.
okay.
That's 1 success on the chance roll for the wits and investigation thing.
Okay.
So for some reason, I rolled 2 dice.
No,
Because
it
you
rolled
rolled a 10.
again. You rolled a 10, so you still get
Oh.
10 again on that one. Yep. Yeah, as you're looking around, you can definitely see that a little ways down the sidewalk, from where you're seated, that little footpath snakes around sort of towards the right, and then a little ways down the left along the wall of the building and the sidewalk, there does seem to be a sort of building key map campus thing.
Okay. And you said intelligence and
Socialize.
socialize? Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you for making this socialize roll.
Hey, you're asking about social stuff.
3.
Okay. You're not getting the idea. I mean, there is some social stratification here. There's 2 people that are clearly like doctors who are sitting at their table, and then there's other people who are more like general practitioner sort of nurses or and they're sitting at a different table.
So, yeah.
but
But it doesn't seem like the people going off to the garden are the dermatologists and the people here are the
not particularly. In
ophthalmologists.
fact, you haven't seen anybody go off towards the garden yet.
Oh, okay.
This looks more like there's some people that like to eat inside, and there's some people that like to eat outside. And the people that like to eat outside might be separating themselves either by standing or department, but not overtly or dramatically.
So Gail will sort of in this casual conversation Phage is putting up, sort of lean over. Do you feel up for walking towards a map, or would you like me to check the map real quick and come back?
Actually, I had a thought. Thank you for that suggestion. If you could walk towards the map and take a look, that'd be great. But
of course,
if Phage and I could sit here, perhaps the rest of you could spread out and see if you see anybody that stands out elsewhere, and we can keep an eye out here.
Is that all right with everyone? And I'll specifically look at Adele as I do that, because I know she also is not great with this.
Is also injured.
Yes, and also it's sunny out.
She'll be mostly fine. It's the sun that's the problem. Yes, I can go. Yeah, I can go. Actually, that is an excellent idea.
Well, I'll indicate where the map is. Do we want to go there first and split up from there, with one of us reporting back to the sitting ones?
Yeah. Sounds
if that's okay with you two.
I'll be sitting here for a while.
Of course.
We got this covered.
All right. So, Gail goes to investigate the map, and everybody else remains.
I wanted to go see the map.
I think it was everybody.
Yeah, I said whoever wants to can go to the map, and then from there we can split up and report.
Also Neofly. Neofly is also staying back.
Okay.
I'm going with her to the map.
Actually,
Gail bristles a little bit that this wasn't brought up when there was a question when she asked if everyone was okay with this, but that's fine.
All right. So Gail heads towards the map, and 3 other people go with her.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
which was the plan.
I have an injury from my cat from the other night, so I can actually have something to favor.
Well, these were a little bigger than cats, but excellent.
I mean,
way to go, method there, man. Yeah. So as you walk over towards the map, you notice that you can see it's a bird's eye sort of vector art layout of the campus. You've got the asthma and allergy center. You've got the immunology wing. You've got a couple pavilion and other center areas. You've got the 301 building at the very back of the campus, which is where the CRU is located, apparently, which you see now that CRU stands for Clinical Research Unit. You've got the main medical center, offices, administration up north, behavioral biology research center, gerontology research center. So there's a couple research buildings, couple treatment and practice buildings, and then right behind this building that little path snakes off to, it says Maze Garden.
Okay.
So go check the research buildings. They're going to be hard to. Well, I don't know.
I think our hope is
stuff on doors.
So, does it seem like there's another cafeteria or other gardens on the map, aside from the one we noticed?
That's the only one that's listed as a garden.
Okay. Yep. No other cafeterias?
Nothing that's labeled. Okay. You assume probably, given that this building is not labeled as having a cafeteria, that there might be other cafeterias in other buildings, but they don't. That's more of the map inside the building would tell you where the cafeteria is.
Has anyone Googled something on a phone in front of me? I genuinely don't remember.
Adele might have.
Maybe.
Never mind.
I use the phone for lots of things.
As far as I know, Phage hasn't had her hand on the phone for long enough to really use it for the internet.
Yeah.
Never mind. I probably do not realize that the internet is now in all the phones.
I have no idea.
Probably not.
So
Wait until Liz discovers the
Adele
internet.
will tap the garden.
Modern
That's
internet.
probably worth taking a look at. Wandering around near the research buildings is probably also useful, though going in is possibly less likely. Anyone have preferences in where they'd like to go?
I can go
Research
check out the
buildings.
garden.
Okay.
Research buildings.
Adele?
Sorry, I got distracted by something.
Oh.
I do work at this point. But I'll go with Gail.
Okay. I was thinking I would first head back, let them know where the two of you are going, and then possibly try inside the cafeteria, look for other cafeterias, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm bad at being in charge.
All right. So you guys head off to your various locations then. Anything happening before you head off there?
Just gonna very quickly to Liz. You understand why we can't approach this in the conventional way, right?
No.
Do you trust us when we say you shouldn't?
What's the way that I should approach it then?
Gail will just look very worried and kind of look to Lark
Somebody may need to go with Liz.
to save me.
Liz, we can't let them know what we can't let anyone that isn't a changeling know what we are.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to approach this delicately.
Okay. What if they look like that guy in the... Well, actually, I wouldn't... Yeah. What if they look at that guy in the real estate office? He didn't look like one of us. He, changed as we came in.
Well, he was definitely not normal.
But, try not to advertise, because there might be lots of things that aren't normal. We're not really sure.
We don't need to draw attention to ourselves.
Yeah. I get it.
Okay. Have fun at the research office.
Be careful.
And I'll
Yep.
Okay. So, for those of you that are wandering around the campus, you note that there's a little bit of foot traffic. Give me a wits and investigation as you begin to try and find if Carl Stitches is lurking about on the outside of any of these buildings.
Two successes.
2 for me, too.
Okay. Alyssa, as you go to investigate some of the research and clinical buildings, you glance around and it occurs to you that there may be a level of divination possible to narrow down on this guy.
Yeah. And so I'm probably going to do that if I don't see anything immediately standing out.
Right. So you glance around and you find a very bright reflection of sunlight arcing off the windshield of an exterior car here. Stare at that for a minute until it starts to sting, and then you close your eyes and just sort of try and follow the glare as it sits as an after image on the inside of your eyelids. You walk for maybe 3 or 4 minutes and then smack hard into another glass surface.
Ow.
And find yourself in front of a plate glass window.
Okay.
You glance around. You're not exactly sure where you came from because you walked here with your eyes closed. But you're definitely in front of the CRU building, gauging by the large letters that are plastered on the outside of the bricks.
Well, that's a research building.
As you follow that little serpentine path down towards the gardens, or what's labeled as the garden, you find that their version of a garden is basically a fairly well upkept green space, managed and well trimmed grass opening, couple trees, and then an arcing curved hedge that says, with a little sign outside it that says Bayview Medical Center Labyrinth. And you see a small, slight figure, just the faintest shadow of them, going inside one of the openings in the hedge.
She's gonna go in.
You say opening in the hedge.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
She's gonna go in.
Okay. You step through, and expecting, large raised barriers to be blocking your vision, and you look through, and it's a wide open, flat, vaguely paved circle. The labyrinth itself is simply a series of white markings in a concentric circular pattern with a number of benches scattered around the outside, upon which is seated a half image of a man, vaguely Middle Eastern features somewhat, but as you glance at him, they quickly shift as though a bit of mist has been pulled away that was only coalesced around his shape, to sunken cheeks, very wiry hands, and very, very dark veins pulsing quite close to the surface of his skin, almost shockingly so, looking like he's suffering from an exceptionally bad case of blood poisoning, but seems to be giving it very little thought as these spindly fingers raise a sandwich of some sort to his mouth, and he takes a bite out of it before glancing over and kind of squinting an eye at you skeptically.
What was his name?
Give me an intelligence and resolve.
Right.
We were told this like 5 minutes ago in universe. Well, no.
Something Stitches.
Yes.
I am something Stitches, Esquire. Thank you very much.
No successes.
Can't remember the first name. You do remember Stitches, but...
Doc Stitches, that's all you need to know.
Okay.
Bob
Right.
Stitches.
She's going to approach him.
What can I help you with?
Are you, Stitches? Something Stitches?
Yes.
I'm Lark, and one of my friends. Yes. One of my friends got attacked last night.
I think it's been 6 months since somebody actually paid me a social call. Takes another bite of his sandwich.
I'm so sorry.
Did you injure your friend?
No.
What do you have to be sorry about? Takes another bite of his sandwich.
We need assistance. He can barely walk.
We were starting to have such a good time. Wraps up his sandwich, puts it in a pocket of.
He says to his sandwich.
Oh yeah.
I like
Stands
this
up,
guy.
contracts his fingers a little bit. Very well. And in return,
We have some goblin fruits that we could give.
for the very first time, you see his eyes brighten just slightly. You do.
Yes. We're willing to trade for your services.
Oh. I appreciate the lack of expectation of charity. Let's go. Where is he? Or her, or them, or...
Him, Nero. Here, she leads him.
Oh, that's an auspicious name. Slaps his hands behind his back and follows you.
Wait till he sees me.
We were sitting in the same place, so it won't be hard to find us.
All right, she just leads him back to where they sit.
I did probably in that time just let you guys know where everyone went.
Okay.
Well, let's see what we have here.
I'm just...
Be the patient, and of course. So, she mentioned fruit.
Hey, Doc.
And he just very quietly holds up a finger and shakes it and gives a glance at some of the other tables around. Tries no one's come and gotten you already.
I look down. My clothes are clean. I just look injured.
Yes, and you're sitting on a terrace amongst a number of medical professionals, none of whom have noticed, apparently.
Yeah.
Because I roll like shit sometimes. Oh. Can you follow me?
I will get up and attempt to follow.
I will be there to catch in case he can't.
Okay. Stamina and resolve.
Do. 2 successes.
Okay. You follow him as he leads you back down the curving path. Is anybody going to notify anybody else who's not here that you have found the gentleman in question?
I will pull out the phone and text to all the numbers that I know people have, because I know we got burner phones, but...
Right.
Do I have a phone, or has mine been confiscated?
I'll text Adele. And
I don't think anybody actually took your phone. No.
I think
Surprisingly enough.
Gail did.
We specifically took her phone.
Oh,
and
that's
gave
right.
it to
Yes.
Mira.
After she called 911.
Yeah.
Because she took
Oh, yeah.
she took the
Gail's
phone I
a
had.
bitch.
Liz took the phone that I had, and Gail took it back and gave it back.
Yep.
So I send a text to Adele's phone and to the other burner phone. That is appropriately parceled out to people, I believe. So
Okay. Everybody but Liz, I believe, with the number of burner phones that you guys have purchased,
yes,
gets a text saying, more or less, he's been found.
Well, and me, but I'm standing right next to him.
Yeah. And you.
Okay.
But
when I get a sense of where we're going, I'll text the location.
Oh, he's walking you straight back towards this curved hedge with an opening in it.
I'll look. Hedge maze? Question mark. Back to the other text to the group.
Understood. With
I'm
again
right
grammar
here.
and capitalization in text.
You're right here, Lark, but the others aren't.
So you should hopefully have popping up on your screen a layout of the maze, what it looks like at least. And he guides you through that northern opening and then says, All right. Well, Mr. Nero,
Why does Google Maps look like a shoddy 3D reconstruction?
because it's a shoddy 3D reconstruction.
Pretty much.
If you would step here, and he indicates a point on the ground. Everybody else, feel free to take a seat, I suppose.
I step there.
And if you would walk the maze.
Okay.
Stamina and athletics.
As I walk, I go, it's really more of a labyrinth. Labyrinths just turn back in on themselves. They're not actually mazes. Stamina athletics, you said?
Yep. No, this one is a maze. There's an obvious objective to it.
Roll. There we go. 1 success.
Okay. So it takes you about 10 minutes, by which point anybody notified could probably make their way, if they choose to the maze.
Mm-hmm.
And he's simply watching, writing a little bit down in a small clinical pad that he has. And once you get to the middle, closes the pad and beckons you over.
I am so beckoned.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Nero, you'll need several days' care, of course, and rest with recovery. I don't make house calls. And just sort of leaves it open-ended there.
So I get to so you get to enjoy the pleasures of my company.
You would need to acquire admittance here.
Ah. That's a problem.
Is it?
Won't have my ID until the end of the week.
That's so. Well, those things do take time. So you haven't been back long at all.
Nope.
There is, of course, the question of the fee.
I pull out one coup nettle.
Fascinating.
Good enough?
That's good for a day and a half, I'd say.
Now, we went through quite a lot of trouble to get this. I say,
As I see.
Indicating the injury. They're not easy to come by. I feel like it's worth more than a day and a half. And I am trying to persuade.
Okay. In that case, give me a probably. Let me check here. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Blam. Poor blam. 1 success.
He honestly doesn't have much to resist that with. Let's see what he gets. One success. Well. I will allow this. Given that your identification and admittance to the facility would be problematic should you try to do it on your own, I will provide 3 days' care, and I myself will ensure your admittance here for another one of those.
I'm gonna do the fake I'm thinking about it bit.
Okay.
I'll look over my shoulder at the others and see if there's any reaction from them. Or are they close enough to hear this conversation, or is this just between me and him?
They're close enough to hear. Yeah, there's a couple benches around, which is probably what most people are either sitting on or standing nearby.
So yeah, still holding it up, I'll look over at the others and shrug my shoulders.
Neofly nods.
Shrug back.
Face shrugs.
A little head gesture of assent.
Dark shrugs.
Yeah, Neofly nods.
I pull out a second one. Sounds like we have a deal.
Excellent. Very well. If at this evening, say 6 p.m., someone should drop you off at the rear entrance of Building 301, and I will find what is necessary in order to get you admittance.
Rear entrance 301 tonight at 7.
6.
Yes,
Tonight at
6.
That was me trying to type down notes.
And that was me correcting your note.
There you go.
The rest of you, you look fine. Very well.
No, I see a few meals.
All right. See you at 6, Doc.
He'll take the 2 fruits, secrete them somewhere about his person, give you a very white-toothed smile. The teeth are extremely well taken care of, despite being kind of fangy, railroad tracky in their orientation, but they're very, very clean.
I do an
Excellent.
invisible hat tip.
Well, see you this evening. Now, if you excuse me, pats his pocket, which you do not see if there's anything in it. I have a previous appointment.
I start walking away. I say start because I'm not sure if I'll finish.
Give me a stamina and resolve. This one you can add your weird to.
Counterbalance the injury. 1 success.
Yep, you walk away.
I get to the outside of the hedge, and hoping that people have followed me. Once I'm out of sight of him, then I fall down to my knees.
I'll offer a hand.
Yep, thank you. Oh, you made me walk a maze. Oh.
Labyrinth.
Yes, that one.
No wrong turns in a labyrinth.
That
I mean, there are wrong turns.
is one perspective that is incorrect.
Only one entrance to a labyrinth and one exit.
Let's not assume that all turns can be seen, distincting a maze from a labyrinth. Or something equally spooky. I don't know.
I mean, by actual definition, a labyrinth has one non-branching path. That's the difference.
Oh, it just spirals in on itself. Regardless, let's
There's-
go,
We
there's no
please.
should
wrong
I'm in
probably
turns.
pain.
There's in
retreat
and out.
this if she isn't back yet.
Oh, where's this went? Where did Liz go?
I told you, Liz went to the research lab.
Yeah. Which one?
I'm sure I know because Liz indicated on the map where she was going.
Oh, I indicated like the area,
Yeah.
and then I decided.
You
to
know that she
pinpoint.
went kind of northeastish.
Okay.
There's because that's
Do you
sort
feel
of the
up for
quarter of the
walking,
campus
or
where
should
the
you-
number of the research.
Should we
labs.
find a place for you to sit down where there's less medical professionals to notice?
Tell you what. Here's my idea. The 3 of us that go in the smoking car can probably go ahead and make our way back there. And
Okay.
those of you that don't go in the smoking car can go find Liz. Since Liz doesn't go in the smoking car either.
All right.
Sound good to everybody?
Yep.
That
Right.
sounds acceptable.
I will reach over and
Actually,
snag Neo around the neck.
Yeah, I'll sling his arm. I'll make sure he gets his arm around me.
after assuring that the two Darklings can actually carry the injured person.
I can hold myself up. I'm using Neo as a cane, basically.
Would it be easier just to borrow my cane?
Would it be easier just to borrow her cane?
Probably.
Maybe.
All right. I want it back. It's nice.
Try to walk with the cane.
Okay. Kane will give you a +1 to your stamina and resolve.
Do I still get to add my weird to it?
Nope. That was a short-term effect from walking the maze.
I immediately feel my legs begin to buckle and catch Neo. Nope, that's fine. Here, and hand the cane back.
Come here, buddy.
Piggybacked.
Come here. Let's get you to the car.
Yes, come along.
So we'll say after a number of minutes pass, you guys will arrive at the vehicles.
Get inside, immediately light up another cigarette.
Meanwhile, Liz,
Yes.
you're outside building 301.
Ooh. Okay.
And something brought you here. You're not sure what or why or how.
Probably in there. I go look for a door.
You can find those pretty easily.
All right. They're all
Um,
a
yep,
locking situation on this door.
The first two that you find are sort of like emergency exit / locked from the inside ones.
Okay.
The third one, however, is what appears to be a more or less public or outside party entrance.
Ooh, the charm. I go in.
Okay. You are confronted by a very pristine and clinically disinfected sort of environment in this waiting room / lobby area. And but it's much more office-like than doctor's waiting room. And a woman is seated at a desk in front of you, probably about mid-50s or so, hair pulled back and with a moderately professional sort of wardrobe, who glances up over her glasses as you step through the door. There's just a hint of a raised eyebrow.
I'm going to ignore that and go for any signs that I can see.
There are a number of signs. Give me intelligence and investigation.
All right. Do-do-do. 5 successes.
Okay. Most of them are directories of various units and locations. There's a few of just names and offices. Are you looking for anything or anyone in particular? You definitely don't see a Carl Stitches listed.
Well, that's what I was looking for.
Yep.
So it's clearly not there. Huh. Loads of...
Excuse me, ma'am. Need help?
Yeah, I was looking for Mr. Stitches.
Oh dear.
She purses her lips slightly and then dutifully goes to her keyboard. You must be in the wrong building.
Oh, really? Because I thought it was this one. He said it. Are you sure? Can you check again?
There's no one employed by CRU with the last name Stitches, I'm afraid.
Could it be in any of the other buildings? Can you
Quite
check?
possibly. I do not have access to personnel files for those departments, however.
Oh, Okay. So the layout of the room is there's not really any place to like go in down a hallway or anything without her seeing because she's in the central desk.
Absolutely.
Is there a bathroom?
Are you asking audibly or are you?
Yep.
Okay. She pauses for a moment and then glances off to one side with where the very clearly labeled male-female restroom signs are displayed on the wall. Yes, right over here.
Oh, okay. I go in.
As it turns out, the Oracle is the least observant.
Because they're
I am paying attention to the things I am paying attention to.
Yes,
paying
you
attention
are.
to the future, not the
Yes!
present.
Uh-huh. It's very important. Not even like yeah. There's multiple dimensions going on. So the bathroom is right off on the side, not down a hallway.
Exactly.
It's gonna be really hard to stealth anywhere. It's definitely here. It's gotta be here. The light said so, so I'm gonna keep going.
Oh man, how long does it take us to show up? You actually like track her down.
You had to go walk a maze, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, I
All
didn't.
right.
Yeah.
So you're headed for the bathrooms, or you're going to try and go down a hall? Yeah, no, you.
Yeah, I had done the
Bathrooms-
bathroom.
Bathrooms
And
are right there.
there's no. All right.
Several stalls, sinks,
Okay.
hand dryers.
Is there a vent up?
There's a drop ceiling, but and there is some ventilation, but the ventilation shafts are only about yay big.
That's too big. I'm going to be too big. Dang it.
See that Liz is channeling Gabriel from Vampire. You
Yeah.
know?
That's how you get around places in vent systems.
You hear the main door that you came through out in the lobby area open.
I peek out the door. Who came in?
And give me a dexterity and stealth if you're trying to remain unobserved.
Yeah, I'm
doing
trying
this.
to under the radar.
Okay.
All right.
Look, we were just making an effort not to have people in the hospital in ways we cannot get them out.
We shouldn't have let her go off on her own.
Yeah, but I got chewed out for telling
God.
her no last
Great.
time, and I don't like being told I did a bad thing.
Success.
All right, so you crack it open a couple inches and just sort of lean your head up against it, and then you alter because you suddenly realize, wait, this one isn't my good eye.
Yeah.
Right, and you see a man in a short-sleeved brown shirt and pants and a baseball cap handing a box and holding a clipboard under one arm.
She's distracted. I run down the hallway.
You run.
Yeah, I run.
Give
This
me
is not
a
wise.
dexterity and athletics.
Yep. Oh no. I'm gonna spell some willpower on this.
Okay.
We need
I'm
to have
not
parenting
present.
conversation.
I'm not present. I
No.
can't.
I know you're not.
You
Neither
guys are-
am I.
Four.
You guys are currently watching me walk through a labyrinth. An invisible labyrinth.
Plus 3. The 3 successes.
You quickly dart out into the lobby and reach for the door. It's got one of those plate with a pull handle on it.
It's locked.
Yank on it as hard as you can, and it doesn't go anywhere. And she jerks her head to the side. Excuse me, what are you? And the UPS guy just kind of glances and is like,
I pull
laughing
on
at
the
you.
door. I try to push it. Does
Nothing.
it push in?
nope.
There's a locked door for a reason.
Is there
Give me
Sorry,
an
was
intelligence
confused.
and streetwise.
All right.
Oh dear.
It's gonna be great.
I so much
excited.
approve
Let
of
me out on
this.
my loan. One success.
You're starting to think clinical research, medical, privacy, security. Yeah, you probably actually have to be on the other side of this door to just open it or be approved to enter. Yeah, this is not a public access area. In fact, it's kind of surprising, now that you're thinking of it, that you're even able to publicly access the lobby. Also, you're starting to get some disapproving glances from someone who definitely probably has the ability to call security.
I got confused. There was I saw something on the other side of the door. It's okay. I'll leave. And I
Give
head
me
out.
a manipulation and subterfuge.
All right. And I have 1 dot in subterfuge. Yay me. So it's not terrible. It's still gonna be terrible. Yeah, 0 successes.
So you're attempting to pass off the excuse that you saw something on the other side of the door.
Yep.
The door definitely does not have a window in it. And she says, "I'm sorry, I think you need to," and she's grabbing for a phone.
Already said you were leaving.
I start heading out the door calmly and collectedly because that's what normal people do.
Give me a presence and composure roll.
Okay.
Of all the players in this game, I did not expect Mara to be the one who was just the agent of chaos.
I don't know why you expected that.
Because I know the rest of you as well.
Successes.
Look,
Obviously
I'm
haven't been
playing
watching
someone who's
Pantera.
terrified of
I have
bad
not.
things.
So yeah, you just almost princess-like stride from the room as you hear her saying, yes, we have an incident. Oh, dear God, she's leaving. And you... And that's about when the door shuts behind you.
Okay. Can still do this.
And you are walking?
I'm walking around the other side of the building toward one of the doors. There's not what do I have? What do I have with me? I have a chisel and a hammer.
Yes, you do.
I don't want to make this worse, but we did get you stuff from the hardware store.
Yes. I don't
tell her these things.
I think I said I was getting like sewing supplies and stuff, so I don't know if I'd have like a. I was thinking like a crowbar. I don't think I have a crowbar.
Definitely do not have a crowbar.
No, that's.
Where does someone even come by crowbars anyway?
Hardware stores.
Hardware stores.
Yeah, that's where you buy them.
I
have
literally
a
never seen
shovel.
a crowbar in a store.
Home Depot has a
Lowe's.
Put it in my inventory.
Yeah.
To be fair, I never go to those sections of Home Depot or Lowe's because I typically never have needed a crowbar. So, you know.
Crowbars might become a theme in my World of Darkness games, apparently.
Yep.
I think crowbars are a theme in general of World of Darkness games.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a crowbar.
I'm going around probably the other direction just because you wouldn't want to go the same path.
So we're going to say you're on the south side of the building now.
Okay. And there's some more of those doors.
Okay.
And
yeah.
there's
Give
no...
me a wits and investigation.
Yeah, I'm looking at the door to figure out how I can crack this thing.
Remember that not drawing attention thing that we said?
No.
If I get in through the back...
Unfortunately, I said don't go about it in a conventional way, which may have helped this situation develop.
That may have done more harm than good.
Yes. So beautiful.
Oh. Well.
Heck, I need you.
One success.
Okay, so yes, one success is enough to get the information you actually need, which is that this door does not have hinges on this side.
On the inside.
Nor is there. I mean, this is pretty much a flat, flush metal surface. And this is definitely a door that is meant to open to let things out. Definitely not to let things in. There's not even a handle or a keyhole on this side. There's a flat metal plate where the handle probably on the other side would be located. Nothing here though. This definitely is not designed to be mechanically picked, especially not from this side. So the rest of you have arrived at your vehicles. What's going on?
Just as a clarification, the non-smoking car, which is Phage, Lark, and myself, said we were going looking for...
You guys were going looking for.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys are sort of near the parking lot and about to set off on your exploratory endeavors then. So you guys can all give me wits and investigation rolls as well.
Okay.
I have a plan now.
Why investigation? That's a chance die.
Does my keen observation apply for this one?
You're at the car. Neil.
Nope.
You're in the smoking.
Yeah,
you're in the smoking
you're a
part.
smoker.
Oh, you said non-smoking. Okay.
Right. Yeah. This is for the non-smoking. I love that we've got this very natural sort of division within the group.
Yeah, smoking and non-smoking.
Yep.
3 successes.
Okay.
And then Liz.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yeah.
I'm spending a willpower on this.
Okay.
Then I have to reboot my character sheet because everything crashed.
Oh no.
Just so you know to come around, Jack. I do have something I want to do when it gets back to the smokers.
Okay.
One success.
Okay. So yes, as you begin to look around, Phage, you're just kind of scanning wildly in every direction with no real idea of where you'd specifically look. Gale, you remember which direction you had sent her off in, and you're just kind of glancing around at ground level. Lark, you specifically notice a small figure, half bent over, crouched, kind of, trying to make their way through a door on the south end of a building, probably a good 200 yards, 200 meters away.
And I've wedged it in the top, and I've got some string attached to the hammer, and I'm attempting to figure out how to get it to swing and hit so I can, pull from the side so that it makes a noise, and then I'll get someone to come through the door, and then I can sneak in.
So you're basically trying to come up with a loud knocking pendulum kind of thing? Okay. All right.
That's my plan.
It's not the worst plan in the world.
I'm having trouble reaching the top of the door because it's quite tall, but, that's what I'm doing.
Lark sighs heavily and points so that Gale and Phage can see.
Gale and Phage definitely follow the path of your indication. And
We may need to stop
this happening.
There isn't a word from Phage, just a very swift motion, faster than you've seen Phage move typically, as she's going straight towards Liz.
Just football scoop and run.
Gale's very glad she didn't give Nero her cane because now she doesn't fall over.
Lark is right behind Phage, going after Liz.
Yeah.
Nero, what are you doing at the vehicle?
So at the car, after we get in to Adele, before we head out, it wouldn't be too much trouble. Could we sort of just make sure we know which building 301 is? When it
Yes.
drive by? Yeah.
I mean, assuming it is a place we can drive. Assuming it is.
Yeah. So, well, if when we dropped out behind it, I'm assuming that we can. There's a drive way to get.
We're not going to keep driving, through the sidewalks and the like until we find one.
Yeah, correct.
That would be
Okay.
bad.
So, Adele, you pull out of the parking lot and begin to make your way down Bayview and up Mason Lord Drive to sort of try and get an access, because you saw the map.
Right.
You know which road to take to sort of get around the back end of the campus. So, Phage, you bolt your way down the sidewalk across a road, and yes, what is your intended action once you reach more or less?
The goal is around the back of Liss's collar and lift.
Okay. Give me a
like a cat picking up her kit.
List. Give me a
wits
wits and composure.
Okay.
Oh.
Three successes.
So you definitely hear and see a very large object bearing down on you as soon as it clears the corner of this building. You've got maybe one moment to react before.
They're after me. I'm dodging away.
I'm going to keep calling.
All right. Paige, I need you to make an unarmed attack.
And Gale is calling someone, apparently.
And
yes.
You have what is your dice? What is dice pool for that?
But
that my dice pool for that is usually strength roll.
Okay. What Liz, what is your defense?
3.
All right, so you're making an unarmed attack -6.
-6, okay.
Dodging.
Yep. Double defense for dodge.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on that just so it's
okay.
-3 essentially.
Dodging is good.
Dodging is usually effective, especially against melee.
I was gonna make that a she roll, so it's not rolling for damage.
Yeah, that's fine.
1 success.
All right, so you go to dodge, but there's a very firm grip on the back of your collar now. Feet have left the ground.
Hi, remember that not drawing attention thing we mentioned?
I continue yelling for slightly too long.
As I put my hand over her mouth.
At this point, Adele's phone is ringing.
So,
with no
you made the turn onto the
with
road.
Absolutely no regard for hands-free laws.
Right.
She picks it up.
Right.
Hello.
I'm not sure I have words right now.
Gail, here, take a breath.
But
Neo flies in the back, just like,
are we
is it
allowed
Adele?
to ground members of people that are in our contract?
Who's done what?
Liz has the. I think she was trying to break into a building with a hammer. I know I've been away for a few years, but I don't think that's how that works.
I'm sorry, dear, I don't think I heard you correctly. Did you say trying to break into a building with a hammer?
Yeah, that's definitely.
I'm not sure how that even works.
I don't know either. I didn't think about this.
Well,
which building?
What building? Yes, that's the first
301.
I look at the building we're approaching.
301.
So you guys are now coming up Mason Lord Drive, and you can see just off to the
just occurs to
the right hand side that yes, there is Lark, and Gale and Phage, who is currently holding Liz, who is kicking wildly up off the ground by her collar.
Flailing.
Flailing. Yes.
Yep.
So,
Oh.
so
The
you know
terrified
that.
suburban mother.
God damn
So,
it,
so
Liz.
you know that not drawing attention thing that we told you to do. This draws attention. I say, pointing at the door.
Wait, what are you pointing with? Because you've got one hand on a collar and one sort of wrapped around a mouth.
Her?
Oh, that's
Her.
fair. Yeah, like, yeah, it's kind of like shove her towards the
So
door.
you're kind of holding.
Like a bad dog, just like, look what you did.
Do I notice Adele's car?
Yes, you suddenly see the black vehicle.
Hi, help! Still on the phone,
Stop.
obviously.
Go ahead and stop the car, Adele.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to take my hand off your mouth now, and you're not going to speak at a high volume. Do you understand?
Nod.
I take my hand off, fully intending to smack it back if you start screaming.
I am not screaming anymore. I've figured out what's going on.
I opened the door of the now hopefully stopped car, I think. I didn't hear Jeremy's response.
I was
Yes, I
gonna get
stopped
in
the
the
car.
building, but it was gonna call, and then I
I-
was gonna sneak in behind. And it was
Why
gonna
were
be-
you trying to get to
fine.
the building?
Because the light said it was in there.
I
The-
opened the door,
The what?
The light.
I think I...
step out of the car,
The light.
and wave at Phage.
Yeah, I start
Oh,
bringing,
God,
I
we're-
start bringing Liz over to the car.
taking a screaming, wriggling person into a tinted
I'm
vehicle.
not screaming anymore. I've calmed down. I'm still resisting at this point because no one has explained to me that you found the doctor.
Right.
So
We found our target. Yes, he stays in this building. He's not in the building right now. He's having lunch.
oh. That might be why.
Also,
They said
what-
that he wasn't
what-
in, that he didn't work in the building. I told them his
Who were you
name, and they
looking-
said he didn't work there.
why would he put
so
his
this
true
is
name
why
on the register?
When all of you were like, oh, we don't need to actually have a parenting conversation, I thought that was wrong.
One, Liz. He would never put his true name on a registry in mundane world.
Then what was it?
Adele has not left the car, by the
Yeah,
way.
Do you
no.
think?
Right.
You think
Yes,
Carl
no,
Stitches
all of
is a
this
name
is
that-
just Gail talking over the phone to Adele. She's probably too far away from this to actually be heard.
You think Carl Stitches is a name that just a regular everyday human goes by?
Yes.
No.
Why
Thump onto the
name?
steering wheel.
When Phage and Liz get over to the car, Phage, please put Liz down.
I set Liz on the ground.
Liz, would you please get in the car?
Smells bad in there. Fine.
Neofly, Neofly opens the rear passenger seat to let her in with her.
Okay.
With him.
I go and sit in the car.
Until
Look like a
we
Phage.
figure this out,
We will meet you back at the Hollow.
Thank
please
you.
don't let her go anywhere alone.
Nero, if you could explain to her the idea of not drawing attention and what that means in a modern world.
Didn't I I tried to sneak in and the door was locked. This is not my
I will do
fault.
my best. When I get back in the car and close the door.
Yeah. While Liz was rambling,
wanted.
Neo would have just said, "Liz, you're done talking."
So Liz, there is a surprisingly low volume, but certainly high emphasis conversation that is held with you on the way back to the crack house.
Gail had one more thing, I think.
Yeah.
I'm
Meanwhile,
looking around to see if we
the
have
rest of
attracted
the
any undue
non-smokers-
attention.
Give me a wits and composure.
Can I do that as well?
Have a high composure.
Yes, you may.
0 successes.
2 successes.
0.
All right, so Phage and Lark are just sort of trying to regain themselves from this fantastically unexpected encounter. Gale, you notice a white vehicle with a light bar coming down the road from the other direction. They're about 150, 200 meters off at this point, and Adele has already begun to drive away with Liz.
So it doesn't seem like they necessarily saw, or does it seem like they probably saw the...
They're coming down. No, the building is definitely sort of blocking their line of sight to where Liz was previously.
And now we need to leave calmly. I'll just say in a very even tone.
Let's just get back to the car. Start walking slowly, casually.
All right.
All right. So the three of you, I will need to all make presence and subterfuge rolls.
I'm doing the entitled suburban mom thing.
Okay.
Of course I'm here.
5 successes. I look like I belong here like no
Nice.
one else. Exceptional success.
2
Son of a
successes.
yeah, those tens exploded the hell out of that. God.
So many Christmas. So many
I just need
Christmas.
to check because I think I can use glamour for this.
I thought it was 1 10 and then a couple failures and then 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
That does happen sometimes.
Okay, manipulation, not subterfuge. Never mind. So I think I get 9 again. I get 9 again because it's subterfuge, correct?
Let me see
Because
here.
I am a flowering as well as a dancer.
No, you didn't roll any 9s in there, so.
I haven't rolled yet.
That was
yeah,
Lark.
sorry. I'm sorry, I was looking at Lark's roll.
That was
Flowering 9 again on subterfuge. I'm going to say you don't for this one because you're not within smelling distance of these people.
Oh,
Sorry. They're a long ways
they
away.
smell
So
nice. Okay.
you
They're
probably do. They have no way of knowing that.
Okay.
hold up a sign that says "I smell
I
nice,
smell
don't
nice."
see me."
That'll be
No,
totally under the radar.
1 success.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys begin to wander off, the vehicle just drives past you and makes the turn
Continues on its way.
towards the parking lot of 301.
I sincerely do want to get the full story from Liz about what she was doing there and who she may have conversed with, if anyone. And also, when we drop off Nero, we probably should not bring her.
Probably, but then someone needs to keep an eye on her.
We can't leave her alone.
We've established that at this point.
All right. Yes,
Always
I
has to have
didn't.
some.
I thought that showing some trust and faith and giving her the ability to have some agency would allow her to demonstrate that she's grown from her experiences.
You have to give someone a while of being paid attention to grow before you can let them show that they have grown.
And by this point, you guys have reached your vehicle as well.
Fine. Keys. Car.
So in the smoking car,
Mm-hmm.
Liz, what happened?
I was doing what I was supposed to do. I was going to find the Mistress Carl Stitches. So I went in and asked at the desk.
Okay.
The lady said he wasn't there. So, but
You
the
asked. You
So you asked for Carl Stitches.
the lady said he didn't work there.
We'll have that
He
conversation
might have worked at one of the other ones, but I looked and the light said it was in that building. So I tried to run for a door, and it was locked. And
They typically are, yes.
Well, I don't know that. And then I went around outside and I was gonna and I start like demonstrating the showing the mechanism I was gonna do with the hammer. So it was gonna knock, and that was gonna get someone to come out, and then the door would be open because you can't open the doors from the outside. But if you open them from the inside, then you can sneak in through the crack.
Okay.
It opens.
So what were you going to do after the door closed behind you and they realized you were there?
Go in and find Coral Stitches.
And what were you going to do after you found him, if he was in there, after you broke in to the building illegally?
Offer the goblin's fruit so he could help you.
The goblin fruit that I had on me.
Yeah, I would tell him that you had it, and then we could go and find you.
And then when they
because you were in that, you're at the bench.
When they called security to come and take you away.
Well, they already did that.
Because you were breaking into the building.
I'm sorry.
They did that when I ran for the door.
So
I think she got confused. I don't know.
So Liz, let me explain as best I can where you made your first mistake.
And make sure that you pay very close attention.
You guys have a good half-hour drive before you get back to the
Nero's
the
very
crack
good
house.
Adele knows that and still said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nero, give me say your 4 bullet points that you're going to try to get across to us over the next 30 minutes.
1.
Okay.
The name that we use amongst ourselves is not the name that normal humans use.
Okay.
2, when they say someone's not there, believe them unless you know otherwise. 3, even if you know
let him finish his 4 points.
3, even if you know otherwise, report back to everyone else before making a plan. 4, don't break the law.
So these are the points that are gotten across to you.
Okay.
Your psyche may do with them what you will. But he does manage to get those 4 points across.
Neofly was, during that whole ride, was staring her down the entire time with eyes of death. Saying that if you do not listen, there will be problems.
I was being very calm and fatherly the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I was trained to do in police academy.
Yeah, in Neo's
the police
mind,
officer and the gang member are trying to explain why this is a bad idea.
Yeah. Neofly says nothing, but in his mind he says, "Is this one really worth breaking my contract for?"
So that's sort of the conversation. What do you think Liz might be then responding, given these sort of
She is adamant that they were wrong, and the receptionist was wrong.
Okay.
That Carl Stitches was working there, and therefore it made it right. And
does Liz ever come to the conclusion that while the receptionist was wrong, that the individual that you were looking for does indeed work there, that they might have not known the name?
Because that was part of the
point
number
one. That was point number 1.
That one takes a while to sink in.
Okay.
But she still is, so she's regretting the dash to the door, but the sneaking around the side and breaking in with the hammer
was still a viable, viable reaction.
That's still a viable option here.
We're making progress. It's okay.
Uh-huh. This is not going to talk to people
So-
ever again.
30 days.
I was
30
thinking
days.
that it
So in the
might.
other car, Gail was thinking.
I was thinking that it might be useful to have one person who is Liss's guide. It seems that she struggles a bit with mundane customs, and I don't think she likes me very much, which is I have been very good at. I don't know why she doesn't like me. I'm anyway.
You're fucking
But
so
Lark like snorts when you say that.
So, I'm gonna do a little bit of this for you as well, Gail. Part of it is probably that sentence right there.
As William's internet cuts out. Okay.
I am one of the fairest of them all.
That sentence too.
Lark just like starts laughing when she says that.
See, I'm again, I don't know too much about your history, or I'm fairly certain we both came from the same place considering where we found ourselves. But people in general don't like it when someone tries to say they're better than them. There's a
But
gut
I
reaction.
have to be better than that.
I-
I don't have an option. I
It doesn't
have
matter.
to be the
It
best.
doesn't
I have
matter.
To be,
It doesn't matter if you
especially with family
doesn't
and troubled
matter.
children.
if you are better than them. The trying to tell them that incites a gut reaction of "F you, mate, go away."
But I would never swear.
Not from you, from them. The thing you need to figure out here is how other people react to your actions.
Did I really make her break into a building to impress that she's better than me?
A little
No,
bit.
you let her
Not
go off on
directly.
her own and she's Liz.
Look, I asked like 10 times if everyone else was all right with it. Everyone else could have said something. I didn't.
Gail's
Drive,
You guys
driving,
are
isn't
you
she?
guys are starting to realize that Gail is genuinely distressed.
Okay, so calm down. The thing to work on is not yourself. Yes, you're very good at what you do. The thing you need to work on is understanding how other people react to what you do. Because while you might be better than someone, telling them that just makes them react aggressively or offendedly.
Fine.
Putting on an air of superiority makes people not like you.
All I know how to do.
Try understanding. Try empathy. Empathy is a thing that people like. People like empathy.
Fine.
I'm sure you can be good at it if you try.
But can someone please? I am not going to be the one to keep Liz on the leash because I think she hates me. So, and you guys seem to
Understand.
agree with that. So- Can someone else keep an eye on her?
It'll probably vary from time to time because I've got plans for this weekend myself. But someone will be keeping an eye on Liz for a while.
We can take turns.
Okay.
Like I said,
So
I'm
what
sure
do
you
we
can.
do if the security people from the hospital show up at the crack house?
They shouldn't. They have. I mean, if they do, we just stay in the hollow until they go away. But
Okay.
they shouldn't. They don't really have a way to track us to that house. We don't officially own it.
And I mentioned this to Adele, but I don't think having Liz visible when we drop off Nero is necessarily the best social strategy.
No.
All right.
That's a good idea. Anyway, like I said, I'm fairly certain if you put your mind to it, you can be very good at the whole empathy thing. And and it will make people like you a lot more than superiority will.
That statement might speak to certain aspects of Gail's psyche.
Oh,
might
yeah, it
not.
makes sense. The problem, though, is she's thinking that, and then, like, she's thinking, but I was told not to. But I have to be superior. But I have to be better. Because...
So you...
Oh, yeah.
Does she say that aloud?
There's plenty of internal conflict.
She says that a few times throughout the conversation, but it seems more like a gut reaction, a, like, rehearsed phrase.
Remember, you can be better without saying it. It's the expressing your superiority that pisses people off.
Of course. I apologize. I shouldn't assume that I am better. I'm just here to look pretty. I know.
No, that's not... Again, that's not what I'm saying.
That's not the reason you're here. You're a very intelligent person.
So, you have a lot of talents. You're very good at several things, and you are quite good at a number of things. But...
Is that the American quite or the British quite?
Both.
Quite.
But...
Excellent.
So there's a thing called gloating, which is not the being better. It's the expressing that you're better to little proof or evidence, and just for the statement of being superior. Gloating pisses people off a lot more than simply being better than them at something. Don't say, if that makes any sense.
That's the summer court way.
Now, are
So you're
both
telling
cars
me I
headed
shouldn't
back-
have told her off for calling 911. I understand.
No.
Not.
No,
Again,
you should have definitely
not
stopped her from what she was doing.
And this probably continues.
Oh, I'm sure it
Fairly like
continues
this.
most
She's
of the drive.
internalizing, but then kind of misunderstanding.
Faye's going to keep trying until she can hopefully get what she's trying to say.
You generally, like, she overcorrects, but she does eventually, like, narrow in on the answers you want. William, did your camera autofocus out?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it does it a couple of times.
Yeah, he's back.
But
You
both
want me to-
vehicles
you want-
eventually, I think, are headed back towards the crack house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me to roll manipulation persuasion to see how well I get it across.
The smoking car gets there probably about 5 to 7 minutes sooner.
Okay. It's going to do a drive-by first
Okay.
before turning around and coming back, because somebody did call 911 from a cell phone inside the house. So there is something
Yes,
to
they did.
potentially connect it to.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes, there is. Okay.
So just make sure that there's no one,
Yeah, I do want to see if there are any cop cars or.
Neofly is still staring us down.
There is not an active law enforcement presence at the location once you get there.
Is there a inactive law enforcement presence?
You don't
there's
know.
you.
I mean, there is me. Can I? Because I don't know if I remember enough to know what to look for yet. But could I look to see if there is like a
Yeah, I wanna-
like a law enforcement vehicle that is trying to blend in?
Give me a wits and investigation. Just a flat one.
Okay.
I
And
stare back at
out of
Neo.
I'm keeping an eye out too.
out of curiosity, does my crime scene specialization investigation apply? Because I'm looking for police presence that may be.
Yes, that's why it's a flat roll.
Okay. I'll put the one into That
in a sense.
removing the
Yes.
health, yeah.
Right. But yeah.
I stare back at Neo. Say your eye's gonna get stuck like that. Keep staring at him.
2 successes.
Neo says nothing.
The only thing you notice, you do notice a vehicle, but you're not entirely certain that it's law enforcement. But there is a single vehicle, not marked, civilian vehicle, that to your eyes might be somebody watching.
We have company, I think. I'll say to Adele as we drive by.
Oh, wonderful.
50-50 on whether or not it's the people we kicked out's friends or somebody else.
Well,
if we want to hang back until the others get in and let them go in first.
I mean...
Wow, thanks.
What?
They're not injured. B, they're not going to be able to do much to Phage.
And C, they don't have Liz.
They don't know we know they're here. Which means if they're here to cause a ruckus, we can get the drop on them.
Is it another scene where I can use my pandomancy?
No.
No. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna say no on that one.
All right.
If it's nothing, then everyone else will go inside perfectly fine. If it's something, everyone else going inside will cause them to get out of that car, and we can get up behind them.
Or perhaps they step outside of the car and gunfire erupts and they all die.
If gunfire erupts, they're going to start shooting at us when we get out of the car, too.
But we have guns.
Does it look like
we big enough?
Does it look like a big enough vehicle to host like a drive-by crew? Or does it look like it's 2 people?
You would have to get closer.
Can be a drive-by crew.
Right. I mean, in a sense, you would have to get closer to try and figure out anything about the inhabitants of the vehicle. But I'm going to say from your perspective, you feel like it's more of a watching vehicle than an assault vehicle.
It
from any perspective.
Doesn't look like they're here to start shooting. It's like they're here to look.
That's not better.
We can... Well, if you guys want,
really, Adele? Somebody watching is never better than somebody trying to shoot you. Okay.
I mean, theoretically, no, because
if they are watching,
I just really like that. That's
doing.
Adele's perspective.
Shooting, no.
Neofly.
That's her perspective.
I am in no condition. I am in no condition to try to get closer and take a look. If the 2 of you that are far more quiet and sneaky would like to go take a look,
I can.
No.
You are not going anywhere.
Liz, you're staying with me.
The timing of that's great.
You're staying with me because I need somebody who can be quick and out of sight if they get in trouble.
I'll go check.
Neofly can go. I'd feel better if two of you went.
Yes, I will accompany.
All right. Liz, if I need a runner, I need you here because I can't run.
I nod. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Park in an alleyway. We'll keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
and I make sure
Yeah,
the gun
find a
is loaded.
place. Find a place that we can park and will give us good creeping access.
I'll.
Just as a question, clarification, do you send a text letting us know or no?
I'm about to make a statement.
I was gonna say if he
Adele,
didn't, I
Adele,
would.
Adele. I can call them and let them know. But if they know, might tip off the people who are watching that we know they're watching. I'll leave that to you.
There's a long, just even look. Yes, please call and let them know.
I call Phage.
So right before you guys turn on to Monroe, you get a call.
Keep driving, don't turn.
Crazy motherfuckers.
I mean, Gail has the phone, so I'm assuming I take it while it's ringing.
Yes,
Yeah. The first thing you hear is keep driving, don't turn. Whoever picks it up.
Keep driving. Don't turn on. Don't park in front of the building.
Okay, I keep driving.
We have some guests keeping an eye on the building. Adele and Neofly are going to go check them out, see what they want. Looks like they're just watching, but odds are it's either undercover cops or the people we kicked out.
Good to know.
We're a privateer. I put a bullet in my gun.
A bullet. Okay.
A bullet. A single bullet.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Just, we are parked in an alleyway. Keep driving. I'll give you a call when we know what's up. Or if we need to get over here.
All right.
Click.
Someone's watching the building. Uncertain who it is. Could be friends of the junkies we kicked out. Could be undercover cops because someone called the police last night.
What would you like of me?
Just keep circling for a bit.
All right.
Stop asking like that.
I'm quite sorry.
I look back at Liz. Do you actually know how to shoot that?
So Gail will get this smile on her face. Oh, I'm just playing with you. Don't worry.
Oh, God.
Oh,
At the very least, you're not my housewife.
God damn!
Of course.
Yeah, I think so. I think I know how to
To our
shoot
audience,
Do you
that is why this is my favorite game that Final Show Films does. Carry on, everybody.
You think? Have you actually done it before?
Are you sneaking right now? Or are you in the...
Have we actually left the car yet?
I was waiting until you guys had left to
Okay,
ask
never
that
mind.
question. So
Yeah.
Sorry. Never mind.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
Those that are doing the sneaking have left the car now.
Okay.
And you're on the street. Give me a dexterity and stealth roll, those of you that are doing the sneaking.
I am using what is it called? I know it's not night, but this is just the name of the contract, Night Subtle Distractions.
Okay. You are, given the nature of your curse, you are at a -2 die.
Yes,
Able
correct.
to do that because you are in direct sunlight.
I have
If you do-
-2 for everything, so
That's one
this
success.
is going to go
Ouch.
amazingly.
it's been 2 willpower.
Nope. Oh, well.
Yeah, I have one success for the dexterity and stealth.
And then, yeah, Dex Stealth.
Okay.
Dex. Stealth. And God damn it, stupid. And I'm at -2 for that. 1 success.
Okay. Cool. So you guys slip out of the vehicle and begin to approach. Are you trying to approach, or are you just trying to observe?
I'm trying to get a closer look at the people that are in the car.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is exactly. Yep.
All right. Give me wits and composure then.
Okay.
And keen observation, I believe. No, never mind.
It doesn't apply?
No, it does not.
Okay. Oof. 0 successes.
Okay.
This also is. It's all of my rolls are at -2, right?
No, only for
Just
enacting contracts.
Okay, never mind. Why did I clicked roll and then nothing happened? Hold on.
Roll 20s
The
having
There.
successes.
3 successes.
Okay. So Adele, you notice that there are 2 individuals in the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
They are definitely from all outside appearances, they are civilian.
Okay.
So definitely not law enforcement from your
Do I have
perspective.
a good look at what they look like?
You can't really pick out details on facial features, but both male.
Okay.
Yeah. None of them too imposing.
Are they? Can I tell whether they are specifically looking at, like, is it clear that they are there to observe the house?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're definitely human, not changed.
Yes. Interesting.
I would like to check the floor to see if I can find a piece of reflective glass. Mirror. Basically like a mirror piece.
You can't find a mirror, but there's definitely broken glass in the alley that you're in if you look long enough. Yeah.
Got it. Not what I'm looking for. Okay. Got it.
As far as mirrors go, there's the side view mirrors on the vehicle.
Yep, there's that.
Both vehicles, technically. Most vehicles on this street, actually.
I should have done it before I left. But got it.
And from where you're standing, Adele, you're pretty sure that their attention is directed to specifically the crack house, as in they haven't noticed you yet.
They haven't noticed, and they haven't noticed the car. Well, no, the car's out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I lean over, past two humans paying attention to the car. They do not know that we are here.
House, not car.
Or house. They don't know that we are here.
Do they look like cops?
No.
That's good.
I'd almost feel better if it were cops.
Interesting.
Cops would be here investigating why there was a 911 call at a crack house. Random people keeping an eye out on a random drug house. That's curiouser.
Very true. We should probably head back to the car and inform. And so
Yeah.
I'm going to start heading back to the car.
Sneak back.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys get back to the vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Climb back in. So there are two. They are not cops, I don't believe.
At this point, the non-smoking car has driven past the crack house at least once.
All right.
Did I see that car as we drove by?
Aaron,
you-
So I
your
was
mic's not
actively
on.
told about it and looking for it.
Yeah, you guys are pretty easily able to figure out which car it is.
Gail will do her best not to like drive by in a way that she'll do her best to do like social stealth in a car.
Okay.
Like someone who comes by twice, not because they're circling, but because they went somewhere and came back. Or
Okay.
like went a few blocks down, grabbed something from their house and came back. Something like that.
So you drive past, and then you drive past in the other direction, in a sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
just in ways that don't look socially odd.
All right.
Because
Um,
we don't really want to be noticed as circling.
Can I
Even at the expense of being near the house more. Unless
Can
told
I-
otherwise.
take a read or a guess of their purpose other than just watching? Like, does it seem like, from what I can tell, does it seem like they're probably scouts of the crack ring that has lost one of their dealing houses, for instance?
Give me a intelligence and streetwise.
Yay, I'm rolling 2 dice. Both of those I have 1 dot in. 2 successes, though.
Nice.
Okay. As you make your observations, your best guess is that it would probably be something of that nature. That they're watching, and they're probably someone who is affiliated in some level with this specific location, has realized that all is not normal or expected. The status quo of that location has changed, and so they're trying to see if anything happens that would grant them more information.
Hmm. So I pick up the phone that Gail had again and call the other phone.
When Adele and Neo got back, you guys just sort of fed all the information to us.
Yes.
I was probably in the process of about to call Paige when my phone rings. I'm assuming.
Yep. Mhm.
I was just about to call you.
Yeah. What did you figure out?
Here, and I'll put it on speaker and set it down on the dash.
Yes.
All right. So,
2 people,
Yep.
normal, mundane, not police officers, watching the house.
Probably friends of the people that we kicked out.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
they're probably trying to see what the hell happened and trying to see why they no longer have control of one of their crack houses. We need to give them a reason not to come back.
Well, if anyone else, feel free to jump in. But I see three potential options here. One, we call 911 on them, or at least
No.
give a false report. Give a report of some shady characters and have them think that there's an increased police presence in the area, which would potentially drive them out. Two,
I think putting more attention of mundane authorities on the area around our home is a not very good idea.
I don't think it's the best idea either. It's just an option. Two, we can give them sort of a gangland greeting. Box their car in with ours, get out, have a show of force, bravado, etc., scare them off. 3, just sneak into the house like nobody's actually there and retreat to the hollow.
Just on the second point, I would like to present the possibility that we are not the most intimidating looking assembly or cohesive looking assembly.
I can fix
Understanding that your plan is quite legitimate
Yeah, no.
Adding to that remark, not all of us need to hop out of the car.
Yeah.
It can only be a certain few, and there's a couple of pretty menacing-looking people in this group.
It is true.
You
And
killed
some
a
of
lot
us
of
that
people
can
in the
make
build-
things
Yeah.
more menacing.
It is true that not all of us are particularly menacing or threatening. I feel if we go with that plan, it would be myself, Adele, Neo, and Phage.
It would be best if you stayed in the car, Nero. Just have your window rolled down and act like you run the ship.
Yep.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
You all killed a lot of people in the house, and more people will come. They'll just think they need more people to take over the house again.
Not if we scare the daylights out of them. If they think
They'll just come back.
If they think it'll cost them more men and resources to take than this place is worth to take it back, they're not going to try to take it back.
So,
What does
from
everybody think?
a slightly non-in character and yet also in character combo, given the conversation that has just happened. Those of you that are leaning towards Winter Court stuff, the snaking into the house option definitely holds a good bit of water and is possible because it does have a back door, and this car certainly only holds a limited angle of observation from where it's sitting. For those of you that are leaning towards Autumn or Summer Court, the direct approach kind of holds, and the more confrontational approach definitely holds weight for the Summer Court, and anytime you can scare the shit out of somebody definitely holds a lot of draw or temptation for the Autumn Court people.
I say we go with the second option.
Method by which you do that confrontation will vary, most likely, based on whether you're more summer or more autumn.
I like how there wasn't any mention of Spring Court in there.
For Spring Court, yeah, no. Spring Court is Spring Court, and doesn't
We do what we want.
have a strong feeling for which variation you go for.
I just want to clarify that Gail will express no opinions during this conversation. Aside from when she's already done.
I have suddenly come up with a fourth idea, however.
Okay.
Thinking back to the events of our escapades, we could also deliver unto their eyes something so maddening that they seem untrustworthy to their employers and are removed from the tale.
Do we still have a ghost?
Oh, yes.
Do they see ghosts?
She's still in there. They can't.
So those are our four options. What does everyone think?
That would require getting them into the house.
I mean, we can take them for a haunted house ride.
I think we can get them into the house pretty easily.
You sneak in and turn on the light.
Honestly, the only problem with sneaking in is that doesn't give them a reason to leave.
If they make it into the house, I would prefer that they not leave the house.
That's also an option.
I second that statement.
Like, I definitely want them to go away and not come back. And unfortunately, sneaking in doesn't give them a reason to go away.
If this house becomes a death trap that every time they send somebody to look at, they lose them, that would also cause their employers to lose interest.
I second that statement.
If
I say
fire as
ghost stick.
I just say we go up and...
Hold on.
Sorry.
What was that, Gail?
Gail first, and then Liz, since two statements were made at the same time.
Gail will cut off when Liz starts talking.
Oh, okay. In that case, Liz.
All right. Adele says sometimes ghosts stick around. If you kill them, then they might stay in the house. Anyway.
More friends.
They're not friendly. You want to kill them.
They're ghosts.
They'll acclimate. But that's besides the point. I am in more of the opinion that we should frankly just go up and scare them in the vehicle. I don't like the idea of letting them into our home, even in order to drive them away. It's our home.
Gail, your thoughts?
I, of course, simply want to our self-assessment of our capability to A, physically repel any invading force, B, terrify at least any mundane, or C, drive mad with or intimidate any group, because it seems that a single strategy going forward for this and future groups is the ideal for most self-assessments.
All right. That's a fine suggestion. What do we have in? Let's start from the top. What do we have in the way of raw firepower? I know we all have our weapons, and I know Phage and myself and Gale are pretty formidable in close combat. I don't know about the rest of you, though.
Sort of related to that, can I make like an intelligence strategy roll?
Sure.
I don't know. Warfare is not a skill.
Well, in this case, it would be intelligence and streetwise.
Okay. I'm just trying to get mechanical information. I'm not actually good at this thing. It's a chance die.
Anybody trying to make a tactical analysis of the situation would be intelligence and streetwise at this point.
Okay.
That's 2 dots for me. Or 1
Nope.
dot.
But not a dramatic failure.
Mm-hmm.
1.
Okay.
I'll roll it just because.
So yeah,
Nope.
The question put forward was everybody else's melee combat capabilities aside from myself, Phage, and Gale.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone
Or
has a
combat
response.
generally.
Well, we know people have guns. We're sort of starting at one point and then moving down the list, I guess.
We don't all have guns. Some of
I
us
don't have guns.
That's fair. We know who has guns because we were all there when we got our guns.
Indeed.
Lark, how about you?
I can use a gun, but I'm not very good at close combat.
All right, Adele.
I prefer to be up and close and personal. Thank you.
Okay. Liz.
I can shoot,
All right.
or I can hit things.
Neofly.
Second option.
No, we're assessing our tactical capability right now, starting with physical combat.
Well, if I'm able to hit him with the butt of my gun, then I should be fine.
All right.
Adele, as you're looking at this entire situation, you guys have been in 2 fights in the last 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
You have come out on top, but there has always been a cost associated with it.
Yes.
And you definitely have run across in your perspective, on this side of the hedge is where you're going to be living the most and spending the most of your time, and definitely has a larger population to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And you're of the opinion that continued confrontation of a violent nature is probably not the best idea going forward.
You might pick up with that Gail's implication was that she was trying to say, are we sure we can handle any number of people coming at us with combat?
Yes. That's why,
she didn't
she's
say
still in support
while numbers are definitely in your advantage versus two people in a vehicle, the most tactically advantageous result will be not having continuous confrontation of an opposing nature from this point forward. You either want to make these people your allies or make these people not interested in dealing with you anymore.
Correct.
One of the two.
That was my objective.
Yes.
Not killing them, scaring them.
And scaring them will give you that second option. Not
Yes,
having
exactly.
Them deal
That's
with
what
you
she
anymore.
keeps
So-
pushing for.
On the realm of intimidation and scare tactics, what are our options?
I can lift one of their
I
heads to
can
the roof if you feel like.
I can scare people. I have something that allows me to do that.
Okay,
So working people is kind of what I do best, but
me too. So between the three of us, do we think we can Neofly? Yes, that's right, you two.
The four of us.
Between the four of us, do we think we can convince these two that it is not in their best interest?
Do I recognize one of
snooping
those
around.
guys in that car from having like had a couple drive-bys as the guy that I took a bite out of his neck?
Nope. You do not recognize either of these people.
Okay. Well,
And your
be fair-
knowledge of human nature is such that you would not be surprised to hear the guy that you took the bite out of has maybe hit Hagerstown by this point and
Yeah.
still going.
Has it stopped running?
Yeah.
All right.
On his way to
So-
Cumberland, Morgantown, and points west.
So
he probably never even reported back. They don't know that someone took a bite out of one of their guys' throats.
So personally, my feeling is we box them in and we have a chat and convince them that this place is not worth their time or energy. Phage, your idea?
If you get me one of their pictures, I can go into their dreams and send them things to scare them away.
We want to scare their hierarchy, not just them.
If I might ask a clarifying question,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like there is a impulse to horror and an impulse to conventional street intimidation. Which of those are we asking about?
Horror.
A little bit of both.
both seems like a pretty good option. So boxing them in gives them a moment to prepare. Maybe call reinforcements. I don't think we need to give them any lead up.
Not if the person getting their attention opens their door into their door. My thinking is Adele pulls the car up right next to them, and I open my door into the driver's side door, and you walk up on the passenger side.
How is their car just kind of parked on the side of the street, or is it like in an alleyway?
Street parking. Driver's side, closest to the crack house.
Okay.
But not on the crack house side of the street.
So the driver's side is facing the street.
Yes.
So yeah, like to sort of orchestrate, here's their car, we pull up here, door open to keep their door closing, and then you come up on the other. Is my suggestion.
What if they have guns like we do?
That's gonna scrape the car. I don't say that. Sorry.
I mean,
they
may have
that
guns.
will scrape the car. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of obvious to Phage.
If they're smart, they're not going to try to use their guns because they don't know what we're capable of.
The problem with
They
that
don't
is
know what they're
The problem with that is being smart is not requisite for being part of a crack ring.
We are
It is, however,
vastly overthinking this already. We have overthought this about 7 times too much.
All right, Adele, what's your suggestion?
We walk up to them, we scare the fecal matter out of them by all the different ways we can be scary.
That's
One person
probably
does
gonna
the
be a
talking
big
and
mixed
suggests. One person does the talking and suggests that perhaps they might not want to come back. And should they decide not to leave, we improvise. We're trying to think of what they might do in this situation and they might do in that situation and so on.
Right.
And at some point, they're going to... By the time we figure it out, they'll probably already be gone, frankly.
No. I mean,
I'm with Adele.
I was up for driving up so that we didn't have a cripple trying
I
to
would
walk
rather
to them.
not deliver something that can be actually tracked and has license plates.
All right, well then, I can't go up with you then. Oh, it's on you.
Well,
Which is
I-
fine if you guys
I think
are confident.
we have 5 people who can do a decent job of scaring. If someone is in a position where they're currently not able to, such as being severely injured, we can compensate for that without, and that also allows us not to tip our hand and show our full force.
Okay.
Here, myself.
Is there any dissent currently amongst the group to that general approach? Details of the plan to be established along the way.
Never.
I'm ready for the ship.
So, Phage, Adele, Neofly, who else?
I'd like to go.
Ark. Liz, I would like you to stay with me just in case I need a runner.
I nod.
Okay.
Gail, you want to stay in the wheel of the car just in case?
Of course. And I'll try and park, like... Can I park around the block where it's not a particularly long run back, but is currently out of their view?
Out of curiosity, do you guys want to get into the house and come out towards them from the house, or just from the road?
I would like to, if ideal, if we can pull this off, ideally, I would like to sneak up and then just be there.
All right. So you guys
Getting the drop on them would be nice.
You guys, the two of you snuck up on them previously. Where's a good place for Gale to park for the rest? Since you got closer previously.
Here, I don't know where.
You guys
there
can
anywhere that
find a
Street
spot.
cross
Yeah.
section established.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Place established. All right. We'll keep you covered from here.
All right,
Thank you.
let's do this.
Before we go,
All right.
Gail, if you could be so kind as to let Adele borrow your cane.
We're in
for
two
some-
different cars right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still talking
I
over the
Having
phone.
this conversation over the phone.
Yeah, you're still having this conversation over the speaker.
Yeah, I can bring the cane with me in case Adele needs it.
Thank you. It's for a little bit of theatrical effect, but it'll work. Trust me.
Of course.
Okay. All right. So everybody approaching the car will be making dexterity and stealth rolls since you're
Right.
attempting to do the
This time
sudden
I need
shock
to
and
remember that
awe.
I'm 9 again on that.
All right.
Use the willpower on that because that would be a chance roll otherwise.
Okay. Everybody is given that their attention is specifically both focused on the house and you guys are not approaching from that vector, everybody will be at a +1 as well.
Oh, sweet.
For-
Nice.
2.
3 successes.
2.
One success. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, one success.
Okay. All right. And it's just the 4 of you going up, right? Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. So together and coming from more or less two angles, but still attempting to remain out of sight and deny them much advance warning. You guys pretty much show up without them noticing, and from having both previously observed, both vehicles groups previously observing this target before, you're fairly confident in the fact that they haven't seen you coming up.
Okay.
Who's taking point on this?
Important question as a side note.
Okay.
Are they where they're parked, is there shade?
As
Are
far
they
as that
parked
goes,
in
I'll
like
say,
the shadow of a building or anything like that?
given the time of day and their approach, there is not shade.
Okay.
Actually, they are kind of directly in sunlight.
Cool.
Okay.
So they're parked. Does it look like their doors are unlocked?
No, not that you would. Given your general analysis of the situation, it's possible their doors would be unlocked, but you would not expect that to be the case.
Are their windows already rolled down?
No, windows are out.
Then I guess at that point it's as simple as the as I hand the cane over to names
Adele.
Adele. It's as simple as all of us just kind of appearing on. There's four of us, so all of us appearing on all four sides of the car at the same time. And its Phage will probably be at the front, just sort of fists on the hood of the car.
Neofly
will. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Neofly would say, Phage, you and Adele go on the driver's side. I'll go on the passenger side with Lark.
Okay.
Phage, you lead. I'll lead on the passenger side.
All right. And so, it's basically Phage just kind of appears on driver's side right in front of the door. Both fists just kind of slam onto the hood.
Okay. Phage, give me a presence and intimidation.
Before that, I would like to implement creeping dread.
Okay.
Or try to.
All right.
I would also like to do that.
Okay. Creeping dread. Let me find the stats on that.
Page 136.
Mm-hmm.
Main book, right?
Yep.
And
Okay.
out of curiosity, while you're looking that up, do I have line of sight on the car from where I'm at? In the car? In where we're parked?
Not where you're parked. No.
Okay.
No, because you guys would be a little ways down Winchester.
Okay.
And they're slightly up
So I'm just
the
sitting
street
there,
from that.
I put the phone on the dashboard and watch it.
Okay.
Waiting for an update.
All right. Creeping dread. Manipulation and weird.
Yep.
Spend your glamour. Manipulation and weird minus 2.
Because of the sunlight.
Minus 1 additional for their resolve.
Okay. And I'm spending a willpower point.
Okay. So just flat manipulation and weird then.
Yep. And in fact, hold on just a second. It's with subterfuge yourself. Never mind. Yeah. So that means that it will essentially even out because my -3 + 3. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I will, for my roll, I will spend one of my remaining 2 points of glamour because this is an intimidation roll, so I can add that to the pool.
2 successes.
And for me, wow, really? Okay. Nothing.
Adele, did you roll dexterity and stealth again?
Why did I roll dexterity and stealth instead of what it was supposed to roll?
Nice.
That was strange. Still 2 successes.
Okay.
Oh, I see what I did. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, let me see here.
5 dice and not 1. Damn it.
It happens.
And
All right. So, and what is your weird,
my weird?
Adele? Yeah,
Just one.
just one.
Well, wasn't Neo going to be doing it as well?
Yes. So Neofly, you also are making that same roll, which is manipulation and weird
Gotcha.
minus three.
Yeah, that's
And spend 1 glamour.
well.
Spend that willpower.
Let's hope that. Well, I don't have any more willpower, so
Oh, well, then never mind.
that means that one thing that we don't like.
Chance.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, chance on these sort of things is fun.
Chance on contracts, yeah. Ooh.
0 successes.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Oh, it was a
Oh,
one.
not just.
Yeah. Dramatic failure.
Our first dramatic failure.
Ooh,
Okay.
No.
no.
No, not your first. Okay.
First on
So-
a contract, yes.
Yeah.
First dramatic failure on a contract. So I'm going to say that given that you're attempting to inflict creeping dread, specifically the individual on the passenger side is affected by neoflies, and the individual on the driver's side is affected by Adele's, since that was your angles of approach, and that this contract, given the way you employed it, only affects one target. So that is good to know. All right. So, let's see. Phage, you slam your fists on the hood, and you definitely have their attention.
Hey there.
What happens now? Okay.
How about a chat?
The driver seems quite taken aback, whereas the passenger has sort of narrowed their eyes and seems to be reaching inside their coat or jacket for something. They don't withdraw anything, but they're making a very strong nonverbal.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, friend. I say with my eyes indicating the 2 on that side.
Yeah, I would have pulled out my gun at the.
Adele just gives a pleasant smile to the other one and just does one of those. Shake with single finger.
So currently, they are both inhabitants of the vehicle are reaching for the same gun. One with that sort of intent of, I will draw this if I have to. The other with the sort of, oh God, don't draw that.
Wholesome.
And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, great.
No.
I'm gonna roll into this too because Nero's crazy like that.
The drivers can, I assume, just in case we need to drive away.
I'll roll just to see what's going on.
Okay.
That's
I have 7.
How do
Alright,
I roll
so-
initiative on this thing?
It's a D10. It's a single D10 plus your initiative mod.
Slash roll 1d10 plus whatever your initiative mod is. You type it.
Slash. Okay, wait.
natural 1. Just fine. I'm driving.
Amazing.
No, you got an 8. You got a 14. Jeremy got a natural 1.
Guess who the natural one was?
Sorry, I was.
It's not letting me do it.
No, type it in chat. Slash roll.
I tried, and it's not letting me do it.
You can also do the dice roller on that left side. Second from the bottom.
There's a little D20 icon.
I'm not seeing this.
14 for
So-
myself. Disregard the 9.
You know where the ruler and the little mouse thing are on the left of the screen?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Dice
Okay, I
underneath
see
it.
it.
Hit that, roll d10, and then and then mentally add whatever your next
Okay.
is to.
Thank you. Sorry.
Sure.
All right.
So 11. All right.
All right. So, given that, we are rolling. Okay. So, first off are Neo and
Gale.
Gale.
And
Yes.
Neo, Gale, and
Yeah, I
Liz
got
are all in
14.
14.
Yep.
Yeah, we got 3 14s.
Which
and
is
2
actually
7s.
helpful because we're all doing the same thing.
All right. So Neo, Gale, and Liz are at 14. Neo and Gale. Wait, Gale, you're a driver, right?
Yep.
Liz, you're back in the car with Nero.
Mhm.
Nero, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And Neo,
Nero
you
versus Neo.
right? Yep. Neo, you are approaching from the passenger side.
I'm ready to kill a motherfucker like Samuel Jackson.
Right. So Gale and Liz, both being back in cars, are not actually active currently in this. So Neo, you are the first to physically react. No one has actually drawn a weapon. So, what's your action?
My first thing is just to make sure I have my hand on my weapon, and if I have to, pull it out, use the butt of the gun, and smash it through the passenger side window. So I'm just gonna have. I'm just
So
gonna have. Yeah.
you're prepared to break a window
Mhm.
with the butt of a gun.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. That brings us to next highest, which is Lark.
Lark.
Lark is she's leaning up against the side of the car, and
Okay.
she's got her hand on her gun. And if this guy pulls out his gun, she's going to counter with hers.
Okay. All right. And next highest is
10.
the
Nero.
10,
Gonna be Nero
which
again.
is Nero, who is also in a car.
I pointedly roll down the window.
Okay. Next highest
Next is going to be Adele.
Well, next highest are the two gentlemen in the vehicle.
Good.
Yeah, they get to go before Del and I get to speak, which is fun.
At which point, one of them is saying, in a very terrified tone, "What the fuck?" As is the other one, very similar words, "What the fuck?" In a slightly more enraged deportment.
What is the current status of the gun being pulled or not pulled as they go?
The gun has not moved
Okay.
because opposing forces counteract.
Get the gun. Don't get the gun.
Yeah.
Give him the gun. Don't give him the gun.
Oh.
He's like, I need it. No.
Yeah. All right. Which brings us to
Adele.
Adele and Phage are both at
Adele and Phage. Yeah.
You
Mhm.
can go first.
So Phage is just going to lean in with brass knuckles on and prominently displayed.
Okay.
So we've got a little bit of a problem. You're sitting on our new turf, and we don't want you here. As you can see, you're a little bit outnumbered and a little bit outgunned.
if he'd kindly put that gun away, and we'll have a bit of a chat. Maybe roll manipulation and intimidation.
That would be manipulation, intimidation. Yes.
Any bonuses for the setup?
For the setup, you are given a. I'm going to give you a +2 for the outnumbered and weapons, and the fact that Nero is kind of tapping a fairly clearly drawn gun. Neo, sorry. Yes. Having drawn it, but has not yet flipped it around and smashed it through the passenger window.
Exceptional success with 5.
Oh,
That is definitely 5, and therefore an exceptional success. Adele,
Yes.
what's your follow-up to this?
She just sort of smiles, leans in a little bit, and is like, there's no need for this to turn into a situation where it will turn out badly for you.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. I'll give you a standard. I'll give you a +1 on yours, since you're taking a slightly less overt approach.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that your ring? You're not.
Intimidation +1, and I believe I can. Nope. Okay. One success. It's fine. That's all I wanted.
Okay. All right.
6 total successes of intimidation.
Yep. The car seems to be going through. The inhabitants of the car seem to be going through a slightly conflicting.
Crisis?
Yes, emotional crisis. Well, definitely an emotional crisis. Slightly conflicting intent at this point. The hand on the interior of the jacket from the passenger is going to be
Withdrawn sans gun or withdrawn sans.
Makes a single success. The other has no success.
ooh.
Penalty. Oh, whoops. I need to re-roll those. Sorry.
All right. I'm hoping they're not going to get through 6 successes of intimidation.
All right. We're going to try these again.
I was going to say, I hope that they didn't send badly injured men to watch us, because this will just be too easy.
Because that would have been a terrible idea.
That's an idea so bad, it's the kind of thing that we would think of.
Yeah.
Hey, we almost sent a badly injured person to thrash them.
Right, exactly.
Makes no successes. The driver also makes no successes.
It turned out better for us.
Yep. Oh dear God! What the? Who are you? And we are back to Neo, top of the round.
It would probably
There
be
is
best...
mostly sputtering.
Okay. It would probably be best if you roll down the windows. We'll be able to hear you easier. And make sure that your fingers are on the windows.
So this is what Gale and Liz are hearing. Any reaction?
So we hear that now? There's like speakerphone on?
I was going to say, you guys were still on speakerphone, I assume, right?
I think so.
Because otherwise, the people in the cars would be completely out of earshot of what is going on.
Yeah, we have. I'm unless somebody hung up. I didn't hang up the phone.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I have at least my phone with me on speaker while we're talking.
Oh.
I put my gun on the dashboard. They'll be fine, and I curl up in the seat next to you.
Lark.
Lark is still leaning on the passenger door. She's just waiting.
Yeah, Neil's hand
Behind me.
hasn't left the gun.
Yeah, my hand's still on my gun too.
Okay. Nero.
I just continue to wait and listen.
Okay. The gentleman in the passenger seat withdraws his hand, glances up at the barrel of the gun that is still sort of resting on his window. The very large female who is directly in front of him kind of winces a little bit. His friend is fumbling for keys. And you get the feeling is kind of panicked in his attempts to probably put them in the ignition and start the car. You're not getting the idea that he's going to be stomping. He's not going to be putting this thing in drive. He's going to be putting this thing in reverse. Back to Phage and Adele.
Phage lifts up the car.
I am a social ogre, not a physical ogre. Otherwise, I would be.
Go ahead and go first.
Yeah. So, I just, as he's reaching for the key, to we're gonna have a conversation, or my friends are gonna splatter your brains before you get to put those keys in the ignition.
There's a frozen individual who's kind of just gaping and attempting to form words. The other is going to make that roll one more time. Manages to, with a modicum of composure,
Find words.
Okay. The window's coming down, and he's slowly reaching for, this is a mechanically cranked, this is an older vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And he's sort of rolling down the window with one hand while the other is definitely in plain sight and wide open.
And this is the passenger?
This is
Or
the
the
passenger.
Okay.
Good,
The one that's
good,
not
good
wetting
boy.
himself.
Right. So you're the people that cleaned out the house?
We're just a bunch of unlikely wanderers who have decided that this is our new home. So, we'd like you to leave us alone, and very much, you don't need to come back here. If you come back here, there's going to be trouble. More trouble than any of you want to put up with.
A lot more trouble.
Are we out of initiative?
You are out of initiative.
Okay. So in that case, while Paige is doing that, I'm just going to feed off of him.
Okay.
Fear. It's my
Fear.
favorite.
I actually
Tastes
would like
the
to
best.
feed off the strong emotion of the one panicking.
Yeah, I'm feeding off the what's it called, the passenger.
Well,
Only
one
two of
person
them.
can feed off of one person at a time.
At a time.
Yes.
That's fair. I'll let Adele
That's
do.
okay. The
first.
driver's closest and most scared. So
Mhm.
I'm second.
Okay.
and that is a
I can get glamour in non-violent ways pretty easily. So
Yeah.
I'll let other people do their part.
Okay. So, Neofly will be feeding off the passenger. Adele will be feeding off the driver.
yes.
That will be manipulation and intimidation for both.
Okay.
just flat rolls at this point
Okay.
to make things simple.
Eventually,
I
I'll
will
get
spend
to
a
my
willpower again
Oh, no.
because
Let's see if this goes well. That's 3 successes for me.
so with +3 because of willpower.
Not seeing that roll show up for you, Neofly.
Only one.
Manipulation, intimidation. Yeah, I got 3 successes.
You got 3, Adele got 1.
Might just be roll 20 lagging. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So 3 glamour for Neofly.
Yeah, baby.
1 glamour for Adele.
Ooh. I'll go first.
Okay. Fine. Sure. Man, can I start this car? We're gonna just get out of here.
Make sure
We
you
made
let
it-
your...
We've got our message across, so yes, go on, get out of here, and we don't want to see you back.
You or your friends.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I have a question.
He's already gone.
And the car just peels back.
Okay.
As everybody sort of takes a careful step backwards to clear for this vehicle to just jolt out into a one-way street and then burn off, headed south.
And there's just a like a fanged smile from Phage as they're going by. Just
Yeah, Neo kind of lifts his hands up towards Phage, signaling a high five.
high five.
On the
Adele looks annoyed.
And that's
Sorry.
where we leave it for the evening.
All right, say goodbye, everybody.
Ta-da!
Bye.
Everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.